Hey, Rudy, he sends us the question. He says the Jets' last 6 opponents combined records 25-11. The rest of the season 24-28. A turnaround? Not possible?
Listen,
what are your thoughts?
I think at where they're at right now, I think the only thing that they're concerned about is just one win. Just to right the ship right now.
I agree
when you play as well as you did against a New England team, you know, you're exposed. You know what the two things that still stick out in my head? 30th in the red zone on defense. 30th in the red zone on offense. That was what lost them the game.
I totally agree. Completely agree. And I think you're going to see. I hope they have a practice this week, that they have a day. They spend an hour and a half on the red zone. And I mean compete and fight in the red zone. Because like where you talked about earlier, Ray, there's guys that disappear in the red zone. They're not getting open. They're just not open. And the lack of talent at corner really shows up down there when you have to play tough coverage. So, you know, Rex is able to cover a lot of it, but he can't cover it down there. So those two things are hurting them.
You know, it's good that we got you on here tonight because you can answer this question. You've been on Rex staff.
Yes.
You were there when Eric Mangini was here. And remember, we had Eric Coleman in here earlier in this week, and he said the one thing when you talked about situational awareness, he said that Mangini, they would have
he got that from Parcells.
Yeah, he said they would have these things where they have to compete, and he would say, okay, offense, you're in the red zone, it's 3rd and 6. Defense, you got to get them off. And if you don't, then you're back in here tomorrow at 6 a.m., you're lifting, you're running sprints. Let's go. Let's compete ones against the ones. Yeah. But he drilled it and he kept drilling those type of things, or he would say, all right, offense, 2 minutes. 2 minutes zone. Defense, you got to get these guys off. They better not score. We're going into the half. And if whoever loses, they're in here at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're running sprints, working out. And Coleman said, we were focused. And he said that transferred into the games because we knew, okay, it's 3rd and 6. Oh, we practiced this. You know, we got to be on in our game. Does Rex do those type of things, or those type of things?
Sure. I think sometimes there's more emphasis. Some coaches may emphasize it more than others. Rex covers all those things. Yes, he absolutely does. I think Eric did a very good job. That was the thing that was a real strength of his in dealing with situational awareness. He showed lots of films and tapes. Now, I go all the way back to Coach Shula, where we did those kind of things. Or Jimmy Johnson would line up 1 against 1. It was live, and we did those types of things. So I've seen it all. But Rex covers this stuff very well. He does. I think he's having a problem, I think, early, getting a blueprint for this offense and defense. I think he's close to establishing that, but they don't have it in the red zone.
Here's the other question. Do they have the players?
They have
the blueprint?
I think we talked about earlier, Ray, they're trying to figure out what to do with what you have.
Right.
They don't have everything. Yes. It's with what you have.
Okay.
And that's what I think. I think they're doing a pretty good job of it. This is culminated. I liked last week with the defense. Now I think they've both shown it this week. It's not all the way there. It sure isn't there. I look for them to win some football games here at the end. Well, come on, if they win the rest of them, we'll all be pretty happy.
Right.
They'd be 10-6. So I'd say, well, that wasn't a bad year.
There you go.
They got a long way to go. One game at a time, I agree with you 100%. The next game is important. I look for the Jets to pick this up, move it forward, because I like some of the things they did strategically. Throwing on first down. Rex, all that Beverly of defense, played simple coverage. Now, it hurt him a little bit on the goal line, because on the goal line, when you play zone in front, it has to be man-to-man within the zone. They didn't do that. Yeah. That was a mistake. I think you'll see these things get better, and they're going to play some teams that the field's going to even out a little bit. They just played 6 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, 3 of them best in history. Come on. They just played 3 of the best in NFL history. So, in a lot of ways, there's been some good things. We got to go see the next step.